So happy March, everybody. I wanted to take just a minute to welcome you to March and our monthly challenge this time. And we're focusing this month on macros. That's short for macronutrients. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of heads up on what I'm planning to do for the month and how we would like to see people participate in this monthly challenge. Now, if you're not registered yet for the challenge, there's still plenty of time to get registered. You can simply just follow the link here in the post below and get registered for that. If you're already in the challenge and you're watching this video in the challenge group, that means that you're already here. So there's nothing else you need to do. But I'm going to post this on a couple of places. So some of you might not yet be registered. So make sure that you join us. Now, this is a free monthly challenge like we always do. And we're going to focus the entire month on what's called macros. Now, what are macros? Why are they important? And why are we going to spend an entire month on them? Well, that's all going to be answered in the monthly challenge. So you really need to get signed up to get into there to make sure that you're getting all the information. And most importantly, you're getting the daily accountability for what we're doing to help everyone reach their goals. I will give you guys a little bit of heads up on a couple of things that I like to talk about when I discuss macros. And that is like the basic overview of what that means. Now, macros are the proteins, fats, carbohydrates that make up the total calories that you put into your body. And macros are the balance of those four things. And one of the easiest ways for a professional to help you achieve the goals, whether it's weight loss or muscle gain or healthy lifestyle, or if you've got blood sugar issues, one of the easiest ways to help control those things and help you reach those goals is to document all of your macronutrients so that we can help guide you through that. It's just like anything that you're wanting to accomplish. If you don't have written numbers about your progress, then there's no way for anyone to kind of help you and hold you accountable to those numbers. So with this month's challenge, we're doing something a little special as well. For every single person that joins the challenge, you'll have an opportunity to meet with one of the coaches for 30 minutes to go over your basic macro numbers. We want to make sure that you have some baseline numbers to work with, and we need to do that personally with you one-on-one. We've got something that we can do just through the internet over the challenge. It's something we want to do face-to-face with you. So you'll be able to schedule a really quick phone call. It won't take any more than 15, 20 minutes to go through those numbers and help you get set up. But also we want to make sure that we're getting you the proper numbers that you need for the challenge. And that's why we need to get you on the phone. So that's part of the challenge as well, as that opportunity to meet with the coach. A couple of other things that we want to work on this month are what is the balance of those macronutrients that you need to have. Now, I'm going to give you guys a really quick little insight into something that's very personal for me. And it's a photograph that I want to share with you about my own personal journey. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to see what, as an overview, the macros that were in my life during that period of time, what those numbers, protein, carbs, and fats were like during that period of time, and where I was physically with my weight and everything. So I'm going to share this with you real quickly. Now, this picture is a documented picture over about a 10-year period, 8 or 10-year period. That first picture on the far left, you'll see down there at the bottom of that picture in the text, it shows that I was eating around 1,600 calories. At that point in my life, I was a full-time vegetarian. I ate very little protein. In fact, my macro balance was probably anywhere from 60% carbohydrate, 30% fat, and about 10% protein. Now, at 1,600 calories with absolutely too much fat and too many carbs and no protein to maintain my body mass, my body started storing everything as body fat. And you'll see my body fat skyrocketed to over 35%. In fact, at my heaviest, my body fat was recorded at 39%. It was almost 300 pounds. You'll also see there that I was on a severe amount of alcohol and drugs, depressed, and I actually didn't really exercise at all at that point. And I was just dieting constantly, eating less food, thinking vegetarianism was going to help me. Now, that second photograph there, that is after I made some decisions to really change my lifestyle. And I did what the diet culture told me. The diet culture said, eat moderate foods, work out really, really hard, and you need to eat tons of protein and cut out all these carbs. Stop eating carbs, eat protein, and just work out. And that person there in the middle ate about 2,400 calories every day. I was working out in the gym 2 to 3 hours every day. And my macro balance at that point was at least 60% protein, 20% fat, and the rest of it carbs. which is a pretty typical balance for people who are doing low carb, not quite keto, but low carb diet. You'll see there, my body is incredibly skinny. In fact, that's probably the skinniest, quote unquote, skinniest I've ever been in my life. I felt like I was healthy, but mentally and emotionally and food, my relationship with food was probably at its worst at that point. Not to mention that I was hungry all the time. I was not fueling my body nearly enough, and it was wasting away the muscle in my body. Because I wasn't fueling it enough, the muscle was starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller, driving my metabolism down where it was trying to slow itself down to survive. It wasn't until another year or so later that I finally got it clear in my head what the macros really needed to be for my body. And I went to full-time working out to be healthy, fully healthy from top to bottom. And you'll see that picture on the far right. That person eats 4,200 calories a day, if not more, on a heavy workout day. Spending less than an hour in the gym. In fact, today I don't even spend that much in the gym because I teach classes at my own home. So I don't even go to the gym some days. But that is after you get the proper balance of macronutrients. And that person eats 30 to 40% protein, 30 to 40% carbohydrates, usually more carbohydrates than that, and 20 to 30% fat. So heavy carbohydrate, moderate proteins, and moderate fats. And that's how the body decides to regulate itself and grow nice, lean, healthy muscle and shed the body fat on its own with less work in the gym. So that's what we're really going to cover this year about how to balance those macronutrients so that your body can respond the way it's supposed to. You're not going to go through this whole diet culture to try to keep losing weight, keep eating less, and all of those things. We want to get that macro balance set. Now, there's two things you're going to need that I would suggest you have for this month's challenge. Neither one of them is expensive. In fact, the first one is absolutely free. I want you to go to myfitnesspal.com. You can download or create an account there and download the app to your phone, whether it's on an Apple iPhone or an Android. It's free for both. And get started tracking your food. You're going to need to track food every single day. And MyFitnessPal tends to be one of the easiest ways to do it. Now, I will tell you the first couple of weeks will be a little bit tedious just getting your stuff in there and getting the habit going from using it. But once you get started, it's pretty simple. The other thing that you're going to need is a very basic food scale. Now, here's a food scale. It's about $10 to $12 on Amazon. Very basic little food scale. All you need to do is have one of these so that you can weigh out all of your food. One of the biggest problems I see with most people not understanding what they're eating is they have no idea the weight or volume or size of the portions that they're actually eating. And they trust that places are giving them a certain portion, or they trust that they can eyeball these portions, or they use the old methods of the size of the palm as a serving. You don't really know how much that weighs. And so when you go to put your food into your tracking system, if you don't have an idea of what it weighs, then you're completely blind at what you're actually eating. So I want you to start making habits of weighing out your food, tracking your food, and get started that way. Now, I'm committed to doing these things every single day, the month of March. I'm going to be posting about it in our challenge group. We've got a free private challenge group right on our website at changeyourlife.fit. Want to make sure that all that stuff is posted in there. So if you want to join us, if you're not in the group yet and you want to join, please do so. We'll get you added to that group so you can be part of this and be part of the conversation. We're going to help hold each other accountable, giving suggestions and tools and tips all month long. And of course, obviously, also don't forget you get that call with the coach once you get signed up in there as well. So let's get started for March. Let's make this month fantastic. Really get focused on some consistency with your macros and your food intake, and let's go after those goals that you've been after for so long and make this work a little bit easier. All right, let's do it. Let's get healthy this month. I'll see you guys in the challenge group, and hope to see you there as well. Talk to you soon.